Hello and welcome. This is the weekly digest of the top stories and key events from Uzbekistan over the past week. Uzbekistan and China have signed a historic bilateral agreement granting citizens from both countries a visa-free travel for up to 30 days. The deal was signed by Uzbekistan's Foreign Minister, Bakhtiyor Saidov, and China's Foreign Minister, Wang Yi, making a significant step in deepening relations. Saidov emphasized that the agreement will strengthen ties, increase trade, and enhance people-to-people connections. While Uzbekistan has allowed visa-free entry for Chinese citizens since 2020, this is the first reciprocal agreement from China. On November 30th and 31st, Uzbek nationals traveling in a Wizz Air flight from Tashkent to Abu Dhabi were unexpectedly denied entry into the UAE. The incident, which occurred at Abu Dhabi's Sheikh Zayed International Airport, sparked concerns among passengers. While women, children and elderly travelers were permitted to enter, men aged 20 to 40 were detained and reportedly faced deportation. Following the UAE's travel incident, Uzbekistan's first deputy foreign minister, Bahrain Aliyev, met with the UAE's ambassador, Saeed Mutar Al-Kamzi, to discuss the situation. Both parties agreed on measures to prevent such incidents in the future and to strengthen cooperation in political, economic and investment areas. Meanwhile, Wizz Air is assisting with the repatriation of stranded passengers. Uzbekistan finalized bilateral negotiations with the Philippines on WTO accession during a meeting in Geneva on December 1st. This agreement, signed by Uzbekistan's WTO representative, Aziz Beykerunov, builds on similar agreements with the US, China, El Salvador in recent months. Uzbekistan has garnered broad international support for its membership, including endorsements from Israel, Brazil and the UK. The Olympic Council of Asia announced that the 2025 Asian Youth Games, initially scheduled to take place in Tashkent, will now be hosted in Bahrain. The decision was made due to delays in constructing Tashkent's Olympic Village, attributed to pandemic-related supply chain issues. The Games, featuring athletes aged 14 to 17 from 43 countries, will serve as a qualifier for the 2026 Youth Olympic Games in Dakar. Tashkent has been selected to host the 2027 Fencing World Championships from July 20th to 28th. The event, which will be a key qualifier for the 2028 Summer Olympics in Los Angeles, highlights Uzbekistan's growing prominence in global sports. The decision was announced during the International Fencing Federation Congress, where Uzbek-born businessman Alisher Usmanov was re-elected as FIE president. However, shortly after his election, Alisher Usmanov voluntarily left his position. Uzbekistan ranked 33rd globally in cryptocurrency adoption in 2024, supported by tax exemptions and regulatory frameworks for licensed operators. Over $1 billion in cryptocurrency transactions have been processed since 2022, benefiting 500,000 citizens and contributing $3 million to the state budget. The government is also advancing blockchain initiatives and collaborating with global firms like Tether to strengthen its position. Inflation from January to November 2024 reached 8.7%, with annual inflation at 10%, slightly higher than in 2023, but lower than earlier years. Food prices showed mixed trends. Grains and lemons became cheaper, while vegetable prices surged due to seasonal factors. Energy costs, particularly propane, increased significantly, jumping 53% year-on-year. Non-food items, including clothing and pharmaceuticals, also saw notable price rises. The US sanctioned 3 former Uzbek officials under the Global Magnitsky Act for grave human rights abuses involving the sexual exploitation of children in Khorizm. Those sanctioned include the former head of the Khorizm Regional Justice Department, a district emergency chief, and a state orphanage director. The sanctions freeze their US assets and ban their entry into the country. Uzbekistan signed an agreement with the International Union for Conservation of Nature during the COP16 to establish a regional office in Tashkent. This office will support biodiversity preservation, climate change mitigation and sustainable development across Central Asia. The collaboration underscores Uzbekistan's commitment to environmental protection. Dilorom Yuldosheva, an entrepreneur who lost both legs in a tragic accident, was named among BBC's 100 most influential women in 2024. She founded a sewing business that has trained over 40 women and provided steady incomes for their families. The BBC recognized her as a symbol of resilience and empowerment. A new law bans law enforcement officers from engaging in business, gambling or religious rituals while on duty. It also prohibits them from holding foreign citizenship or owning overseas properties, except in limited circumstances. Violators will face disciplinary or legal actions. Uzbekistan's first US-Uzbekistan business forum on construction materials resulted in $210 million in export deals. The forum showcased Uzbek products including aluminum profiles and ceramics, attracting interest from US companies. The event highlighted opportunities for bilateral trade and joint ventures. President Mirziyoyev met with IAEA Director General Rafael Grossi to explore expanding nuclear energy, healthcare, and agricultural projects. The two sides agreed on a roadmap for peaceful nuclear development. Uzbekistan increased its foreign borrowing limit for 2024 to $7.3 billion, with $4.1 billion allocated for investment projects. Domestic borrowing limits were also raised to 30 trillion Uzbek sums, while the move funds essential projects, concerns about growing public debt persist. That's all for this week. See you next time. Bye.